This college basketball picks and MVC and WCC conference tournament edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Cut. Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's US based and available in 40 states. Head to cut.com. That's KUTT.com and use promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Play their fantasy pick'em for a chance to win 100x in NBA, NHL, college basketball, and more. Sign up today using promo code SGPN to get a 100% deposit match. We're also brought to you by Champs. Run your own March Madness pool and enter Champs free bracket contest for a chance to win $1,000. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/champs to enter today. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today.
Hi, this is Merrill Hodge, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, second the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. Fired up the NEC app today, Sean.
NEC.
You know it's getting lit.
NEC.
4 TVs on the NEC app. God's eye was 50% dedicated to the NEC for at least minutes today.
Yes,
at least minutes.
Unfortunately, the Long Island Shacks, as Colby likes to call them, did get knocked out. Although I had a fun run on the 100-1. They lost by 6. Kramer's already talking to Chud Trash. He's like, "Oh, you're stupid Long Island Sharks." Good Kramer. They were 100-1, dancing on our grave. Joining me, a fellow Shark aficionado, you know him from the college basketball experience, Colby Dant, aka Pick Dundee. Which is ironic. The crocodile hunter did get taken down by a stingray, so you got to be careful out there in the water. What's happening, Colby?
How's he gonna be talking trash? They covered for us, and
come on.
That's what great teams do. They cover. We get it done, and I hit on St. Francis too. Having a great night in college hoops.
Yeah, my fucking lock sucked. Villanova, man, they were hanging around, just couldn't hit a shot. Minnesota finally hit the wall. I know they were overrated, but I thought they'd be able to take care of Indiana at home. I mean,
I thought so too. I hate
it. Shout out to Indiana. I mean, Minnesota was due for a clunker, but Big Ten hoops. I mean, we got a jam-packed slate. We got conference tournament action. We got it all here. And of course, if you haven't signed up yet, go to cut.com. Use that promo code SGPN, and exclusively on Cut, you can only bet on it at cut.com. Promo code SGPN got them to list conference tournament buzzer beaters. That's right. The over under is set at 1.5. Now these are some of the bigger name conference tournaments, and wanted to get it out there in time. So the conference tournament's running from March 11th to the 17th. Setting the buzzer beaters at 1.5. Colby, what would you take over under? We did the math here in the college basketball experience chat, or Discord, or Slack. What are you saying?
So all of the conference tournaments,
all the games that take place between March 11th and March 17th, over under on buzzer beaters.
Oh, give me the over all day. Let's go.
I think there's going to be some value in the under. I know no one wants to take the under, but again, that's why you can set your own odds on Cut. Right now, it's even money. I think under 1.5, you would be surprised. I think we crunched the numbers. It's like 200 something games. I don't know. I feel like under 1.5 might be the sharp play.
Repeat the dates.
Yes.
Does a buzzer beater to send it to overtime matter?
Buzzer beater. I think it's buzzer beater to end the game. True buzzer beater.
Yeah.
So like when Old Dominion hit a 3 at the buzzer last night to send it to overtime, that would not count.
I guess you'd have to do we have fine print? Uh-oh.
I'll clarify, but I think it's to end the game.
Here are the and repeat the dates.
March 11th to the 17th.
So here are the games or the conference tournaments that will fully happen within that time period. The ACC, Big 12, A10, SEC, Pac-12, Mountain West, Big 10, Big East, WAC, SWAC, MEAC, American.
It's hitting over. It's hitting over. Now here's another thing.
Hold on, MAC and Ivy League. But of course, you still get most of Conference USA and the Metro Atlanta. To Colby's point, this feels a lot like one of those where everyone's going to run to the other side, and then old liquidity over here.
Kramer's going to come in and snake up all the other sides. So go to cut.com. Promo code SGPN, get in over there. And of course, champs, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/champs. If you're running your own March Madness pool, you can do it over on champs, and you get a free March Madness bracket entry for a chance to win $1,000. And if you host your pool on champs, you get another free entry. So a chance to get 2 free entries for a chance to win $1,000. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/champs.
Champs. All right, Sean.
Now,
yes.
Now I wanted to ask a question though. So if there's, because this matters to me, I see this. So if they hit a 3 and they go and replay and put 0.3 on the clock, that doesn't count as a buzzer beater, right? Because 10 years ago that was a buzzer beater. They didn't even add on to that shit.
That's why there's value in the under.
That's changed a lot.
Well, actually, it's because the college basketball people, who are ruining the game or maybe preserving the game, depending on which side of the war you're on. They said we need to have replay at the end of the game, not because we want to make sure, we have a meaningless basket, but for the integrity of the game, Colby. And the integrity is going to be there. So less buzzer beaters, unfortunately, makes the prop more fun though.
It's funny. You read it as that. I read it as in more advertising.
What do you mean?
Oh,
they always go to replay. They always go to replay, and then they go right to the commercial, and they come back and said, "Oh, they decided that possession."
Well, I like replay or stuff like that because it's for gamblers, Colby. Because they want to make sure they get it right for gamblers. At the end of the first half, you might be sweating out a first half under. You want to make sure they're able to replay and check the shot clock to see if the guy actually got it off. So I think all these replays, the last couple seconds, it might be a meaningless 3 in the game, but it could be meaningful if you're getting down on the total.
Yeah, just to be clear, that was not my interpretation. Not my interpretation. That's what the NCAA said when they invoked this rule.
Oh, they have so much cred too. That they're always in the moral, right.
Yeah, exactly.
Colby hates any sort of organization. Colby, is there an organization that you enjoy?
There's a few out there that I like. I mean, first we could talk about, I was a big fan of, I like
the A team.
Love the A team. Love the A team.
Do we have the fake Mr. T that Colby spent our hard-earned money on getting him?
I got had.
On Cameo,
bet detective on that one.
On Cameo, you can hire these celebrities to be like, "Hey, this is the boss. You're listening to Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Let it ride." Colby's like, "Hey, cool if I get Mr. T." We're like, "Yeah, sure." And then this fucking clowny ass hobo Mr. T is like, "I pity the fool that don't listen to SGPN."
Let's be honest, it's even better. I don't have it, but it's even better than if
we gotta find
Mr.
that.
T. Yeah.
No, it comedically it does end up being much better than Mr. T.
I think I have it.
All right,
I have it.
Oh, you got it?
Play that.
All right, while Kramer's looking that up, quick shout out to Andy Tallman, this week's winner of the Patreon Pick'Em. This week's prize over on the Patreon: first half under shirt, a court storming shirt, which just hit the merch store, and an SGPN hoodie of your choice. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. And if you're not in the Patreon, get in. You can get the exclusive shirt. You can get the bonus episode of Kramer Hypnotized. Also, if you're just looking to pick up some merch, Merch Madness is happening. 15% off everything in the merch store with the code Madness. I'm wearing my sweet America, fuck corporate gambling t-shirt. Bunch of good ones in there. The Court Stormer shirt just dropped. Jake, great work as always. So SGPN store promo code Madness, 15% off everything.
Are you ready for this?
Benedict Dantold, real quick, great line. Was it spelled Mr. T, Colby? TEA?
That's a great.
I pity the fool that don't like a new cup of jasmine. Yeah. I pity the fool that don't enjoy Emperor's Cloud's Mist or whatever the.
I bet you Mr. T is a big matcha drinker.
Oh yeah.
All right, he likes to crush up his tea first. All right, here we go.
I pity the fool that don't listen to SGPN. Let it ride, brother. I pity the fool that don't listen to.
The first part is okay, but then when he says brother, like he goes like half Hulk Hogan. Hey, what is he doing?
Hold on, one more time.
SGPN, let it ride, brother. I pity the fool that don't listen to SGPN. Let it ride, brother.
Now let me ask you something, Kramer. What, are you not on board with A-Team?
What do you mean? I'm a fan. I like
you. You said it as in something maybe that you didn't. That you thought it was crazy for me to believe in that organization. I do.
Oh, Sean put you on the spot with a very classic question. It is
Love
Combine
it when a plan
week.
comes together.
It is Combine week, and Sean stumped you with an interview question. Your favorite organization. So I said, I'll help Colby out here. Almost certainly, he's not thinking like this. He loves the A-Team. They're kind of an organization, and they bring plans together. So, not anti.
I like the Ghostbusters, the OG Ghostbusters. I was on par with them.
Okay.
Busted makes me feel good.
I'm saying they got Bobby Brown on the soundtrack on number 2. It was fire. All right. If it's up to us, we got to take control, guys. Same for us in March Madness.
I did like when they had the Statue of Liberty going with that the Nintendo joystick. That was pretty sweet as a young child watching that. And Slimer, I like Slimer.
A big Slimer guy.
Yeah. I don't think he was.
How do you feel about the
organization?
State Puff Marshmallow guy?
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. Were you big Stay Puff guy?
Yeah.
This is getting weird.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, look, why not? Why not? You got huge, and yeah.
You want more? Tune into Colby's OnlyFans over on the College Basketball Experience,
the Lisp Gambling Podcast.
Yeah. Oh no, that's different. We don't deal with these.
I am an East Carolina fan.
All right, are we ready to talk about college basketball? Is it time?
It's time.
All right. Fun bass. This happens every year, Sean. I think we've even forewarned ourselves, but watching these crappy conferences and you start falling in love with these teams and you got to realize they suck. Don't think it's a good idea to bet on them in a couple weeks. Definitely if they win their conference with a magical run, not worth it. They suck. Long Island Sharks, good example of this. Boy, they suck. Merrimack sucks. Long Island sucks more. Rutgers, speaking of teams that kind of suck, they had the Wisconsin here where, another classic situation of staples all over the floor. No offense to be seen on Rutgers.
Yeah.
Madison, 7 p.m. 6 p.m. local time, 4 p.m. on the West Coast will be lit. Madison, aka Wisconsin, the Badgers laying 9.5. Colby, this Rutgers team, I assume we're gonna take them just because of the style of the game this could be, but I don't like them in the road.
This sucks because I mean, in what world do you want to lay 9.5 points with the way Wisconsin's playing? But on the other side, like, do you feel good about taking Rutgers on the road with how their offense is? That's crazy to me as well. Colby, what's the? I mean, and Rutgers has pretty good defense. Like, the case for this game to get ugly and the 9.5 to kind of matter makes sense. But do I think Rutgers is a live dog in Madison? I don't think so.
No, I think we lay the points. Wisconsin's been ass lately, but
yeah.
And I understand it's athletes against staples, but Rutgers, they suck on the road. They score like 55 points a game on the road. They're 3-8 on the road. They've been horrible for multiple years on the road. And Wisconsin's 13-3, and look, they're playing their way out of the NCAA tournament if they don't grab a much needed win. So I think you load up on the Badgers. Rutgers beat them by like 18 or 20. I feel like in Piscataway. Revenge is on the mind, I think, for the Badgers. I'm going to lay the number.
Yeah, Rutgers 4-7 ATS on the road. They just it's been ugly. And as much as Wisconsin's struggled, they're still 7-8-1 ATS at home. This game could be annoying because I could see Wisconsin winning by 7 or 8, but I think you got to take them laying the points. You look at the free throw disparity. I mean, 70. It's a full 9.9 percentage points difference. Like the Rutgers offense is just horrible. And like one of Wisconsin's weaknesses is defending the 3 ball. Doesn't matter because you have Rutgers coming in that shoots 28.9%. So I'm with Colby. I think you got to lay the points with the Badgers.
Another weakness of Wisconsin is winning basketball games lately. Give me the points. How'd it go for you guys today when you faded the team from Jersey?
Which one?
Oh, Seton Hall.
No, that was.
Let's go.
No, come on.
Let's go. Purdue.
I'm about to say. I mean, talking a lot of trash for a guy that got both of his locks and his dog wrong. I hit both my locks.
Colby did.
Colby's connection's really bad today. Maybe we should just, Josh.
Unfortunately,
maybe we just do the
I
show
bet on
him.
Colby's locks the game before. I had a very funny moment when I was putting in some A-Sun picks. I was like, "Oh, Colby's on on North Carolina Central. Oh, it's one of his locks. I'll add it." And then I've forgotten that I was on Morgan State. So I one of the actual bets I put in was against my own. I was like, "Oh,
that's not the A-Sun. That's not the A-Sun. That's the MEAC."
Yeah. Well, it was on the episode where we were talking A-Sun. And so it was very annoying and Morgan State won outright. So I should have listened to myself. Instead, I made the mistake of following Pick Dundee.
Wait, just to be clear, did you get the best of the number on yourself?
I did. Yes.
All right, nice work. All right, Purdue Fort Wayne. They head to Rochester, Michigan, take on Oakland. 4 p.m. on the West Coast. Oakland, a little sneaky private school situation up there. You might think it's something it isn't. Laying 3.5 here. What is the second round of the
Horizon League? They split in the regular season. I told you this tournament's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun here. So I scattered the board with Horizon League games. Each team won on their home court. Each team won on the road. So IPFW says, "Hey, we've been to this place. We've got that dub." But I think Oakland's a better team. I think Oakland -3.5 is the play. Let's go with them Golden Grizz at home. IPFW, even though they played well down the stretch, they're going to need their defense to step up on the road. And Oakland is a top 100 offensive rated team. I know IPFW is a very good defensive team, but on the road is where they've struggled a little bit this year. I think Oakland with that offense, it's all the difference. Noah Beanick, I know you're a Golden Grizz fan there. So let's go with the Golden Grizz.
Oh, I see he's talking to his people in the chat. His followers have made it to the chat. He was
Colby. Oh, okay.
There's a lot of
Noah B is in there. Oakland is not a private school according to Noah.
Although they'll accept anybody. All right. I just assumed that.
I like Oakland in this spot. I mean, you look at since in the new year, only 3 losses for Oakland, playing pretty good ball. One of those losses was to your team, Ryan, North Kentucky. Lost in overtime. Lost to Green Bay and Wright State. But I think you got to take Oakland here, laying 3.5. This is potential lock. I think this is a good spot for them.
I mean, the last 2 games that Purdue Fort Wayne has won were against Robert Morris. So a little step up in class here. I like the favorite, Sean. Let's go. Oakland, not the private school. I was thinking of a different Oakland. I'm sorry, Noah. Cleveland State heads to Youngstown.
Noah's here keeping you honest, right?
Noah's one of these kids with all his fucking notes and his papers. You fucking nerd. Cleveland State heads to Youngstown, Ohio to take on Youngstown State. Youngstown State laying 9.5. I got a little piece of Cleveland State to get it done. This is the game where if they win this, then I get excited. I'm also now looking at the situation, wondering, mechanical parlay could have been pretty nice here too with this kind of number. I'm going to take Cleveland State. I'm going to do the opposite of hedge. I'm going to lean into my position,
double down,
be laser focused.
Cleveland State's interesting, coming off back-to-back wins against IUPUI. I'm with you, Kramer. I also have Cleveland State 20-1 to win it all. I think a decent matchup against IUPUI, Youngstown State.
IUPUI, so similar to the Robert Morris thing from last time. A little step up in class.
Yes, Youngstown State does lead the conference in defense. Pretty good from the free throw line. I mean, you understand why they're a favorite, but I would say Cleveland State playing decent ball as of late. I think they can at least hang around. And again, I'll be rooting for them on the money line for the future. So I'll take Cleveland State plus 9.5. Colby, what are you doing?
I mean, this line, I don't understand why this line is like this. I understand, Youngstown's got like 4 or 5 seniors they start, but so does Cleveland State. I think Cleveland State starts 4 to 5 that are seniors. They're both located. I mean, they're both rivals. They both stole a game from each other where they blow each other out. I'll take the points all day here because they know each other well. They're both old as fuck. Give me the points.
Yeah, I mean,
old as fuck.
Old as fuck. How old are we talking about? Is there like a guy 35 on the team? Like, what? How old are the Cleveland State guys?
Well, I'm just saying, you look at some of these guys. You use the COVID year.
Yeah.
Like this guy, I don't know.
What kind of degree is this guy working on at Cleveland?
He started
State
college in 2019.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a doctor. He's a doctor. All right.
He's also the he's also the team trainer. He's
he's been working on he's got a couple third degree.
That's an all-time great
couple
line
minors.
from Tommy Boy. A lot of guys go to college for 7 years. Yeah, I'm with you. So Cleveland State, everyone,
Cleveland State.
Let's go.
Also, great defending the 3-point line and shooting the free throw. Well, that's Youngstown State. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. No, Cleveland State defensively, great shooting great defending the 3-point line. What? Oh, yeah. Colby's soundboard might be broken.
Did you not hear that?
Play it again. No, we heard a little bit of it. It's coming through. It's like strangely choppy. Jacksonville. And by the way, I was perusing the schedule of I think it was a Youngstown. One of these, Cleveland State. They took on Defiance earlier in the year. Defiance is one of our favorite D2 programs. Like to see how they do. They lost 102-41 to Cleveland State earlier in November. I mean, how is that even helpful? Like, imagine you're the coach that's like, all right, guys, we're gonna get on the bus, we're gonna go get our ass beat, and we're gonna get back on the bus and come home. We're not gonna do anything else.
Team building experience.
Jacksonville heads to DeLand, Florida. To take on Stetson minus 6.5, 4 p.m. on the West Coast. I mean, this is in the DeLand, not Believe Land, DeLand. Colby, Stetson, you've been on them early. You've been on them early and often this year.
You're not selling it, buddy. Jacksonville is the Cinderella that's knocked off 2 teams in a row. The number 1 seed. All right, he's just sitting over there covering it like it's a fucking normal game over here.
It's
all right?
a normal game.
This is a tournament
come
game.
True for
Jacksonville's
Jacksonville.
been rolling. Yes. Can the dream continue? No, it can't. Stetson's owned them this year. I think you lay the 6.5.
Really?
It's been fun, Dolphins. It's been fun swimming with you, Dolphins, but you swim with the Dolphins long enough, they try to fuck you. So you got to ride. You got to jump over there on the Stetson Hatters.
Wait, they try to fuck you, or Aaron Rodgers tries to fuck them?
No, Aaron Rodgers listens to Dolphins fucking to help heal his leg. Come on. You act like you don't know how modern medicine works.
I don't know if he's in the tank with them. Is he doing the fuck? What's he listening to? I mean, you're making a lot of assumptions here, Sean.
So Colby, what's the take? Because I kind of still want to ride with Jacksonville. They have the #1 defense in the conference. Very good at creating turnovers.
Yeah, why not?
You think that's crazy, huh?
I mean, Stetson beat him by double digits both games. This game's in Florida, where Stetson is, so it's like
so is Jacksonville.
Is Jacksonville not in Florida?
That's what I'm saying. If I'm Jacksonville, I'd rather play them in Ohio or Kentucky, where they were before. The fact that we've seen both games in Florida this year, and Stetson's fucked them up both times, and I don't know how they fix that. You know, like Stetson's got the 42nd rated offense compared to the 234th for Jacksonville. So you can have the better defense, all right. Which when it's a better defense, it's not like it's substantially better. It's like 40 or 50 spots better than Stetson, where Stetson's offense is 200 spots better than Jacksonville's.
Oh my God!
I'm sticking with Jacksonville.
Yep, I had it right. I leaned in. I said Colby's going to be on Stetson here. He then made me look like a fool, only to take Stetson. I'm going to make a prediction, Sean.
Yes,
I am on Stetson.
Okay,
Colby will not be on Stetson. As soon as the clock is not at 20 minutes to start this game, Colby will realize
you've really miscalculated.
Here's what's going to happen. Colby will celebrate Jacksonville's crazy upset win. We'll be going nuts, and people would think like, "Oh, Colby must have been on Jacksonville."
Nope.
No, he just loves seeing the better team.
Likes a good court storm. I would imagine they storm in Florida,
hoops, but you can't root for Jacksonville. They got rid of their football team a couple years ago.
I'm out. Give me Stetson.
What do you mean? They still have their football team.
Jacksonville?
No, Jacksonville. They got rid of it.
The Jags. Come on.
They got the hot. They can only afford one hot tub. Only afford one. I'll take the Jags versus anyone in the CFL.
Oh, so what are you doing? What are you doing in this game?
Stetson.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, it's a favorite. B, it's a crappy conference. C, as Colby finally pointed out, I'm pro football. Northern Kentucky, the Norse. I would honestly, I'm curious as to how the Vikings got so far inland to conquer Kentucky. They must have been looking for those sweet opium plants. Right, they had to Fairborn, Ohio, to take on Wright State. Wright State laying 7.5. This is another one of those games that Colby will probably try to tell me are super important. Maybe it's a conference tournament game or something like that. Atlantic Sun, I believe.
Horizon, come on.
What? Hey, yeah, easy play. Horizon. I loaded up the car with Horizon, buddy.
Come on, I'm just messing with you, Colby. It's all right. Which side are you taking?
I mean, look, I have a future on Wright State, but I actually think, and they swept Northern Kentucky, but I think this is where we jump on the Norse. The Norse have a knack. They've won 4 of the last 7 conference tournaments. This is what they do. They play up in the tournament. And Wright State, although they're the best team, I think they're going to win this game. I think 7.5 is too much. I think this is going to be a very good watch. And they just played Wright State last game. They lost 94-88. I mean, I do think it's going to be tough to get that third win against Northern Kentucky, and I think Northern Kentucky, to Colby's point, like they are built for the Horizon League tournament. I understand Wright State. I mean, second in the nation effective field goal percentage. They certainly could shoot lights out, but Northern Kentucky's shown they can hang around offensively. I think 7.5 is a hair high. I think they need some action on Northern Kentucky, and I'll be happy to oblige. Right State wins by like 3.
Great offense, equally as horrible defense. I mean, they're the symmetry of the Wright State team. They are excellent at offense, horrible at defense. I'm on Northern Kentucky to win the conference. Win the league, I guess I should say, because it's the Horizon League, not the Horizon Conference. And so I'm riding with all the teams I have futures on. I'm not one of these people that's going to be like, well, it's kind of I'll take this position over here. No, thank you. Plus, you know what? I'm already cooking up a parlay: Cleveland State, Northern Kentucky.
You're in the lab. I hate that term now.
What lab?
In the lab. But these millennials that are, or Gen Zs, whatever the younger kids are called.
It's your bedroom, kid. It's your bedroom.
No, they like all over social media, all these handles. It's like, yeah, I'm in the lab cooking up it's I don't know. You just sound like a real douche when you talk about, hey, I'm in the lab. It's very annoying.
Also, if you're in the lab cooking something up, it's probably meth. It's like that's kind of like what do you?
I'd respect that.
Trying to be edgy. You trying to cook up edgy bets? Like what are you doing here? Colorado heads out to Eugene, Oregon, where the Ducks are laying 2.5, 6 p.m. on the West Coast. Bill Walton on the call here, Colby?
That I don't know, but I can tell you this is a gigantic game. Colorado's the first 4 out right now, and you're battling, not only are you battling for the NCAA tournament, like Colorado wins this, maybe they could find themselves on the inside of the bubble, but also it's a huge game within the Pac-12 seeding down the stretch here. So Oregon also, needs substantial wins. They get an opportunity with Colorado and Utah in the final week. Oregon's resume is kind of weak, so they're trying to build up to that. Huge game here, like probably the biggest game of the night. Colorado and Oregon are both 11-7 in conference, 3 games back. So right now, Colorado's tied for 3rd because I think they won in Boulder, if memory serves me correct. But I mean, if Oregon wins this, they'll be in third place there. So huge night in the Pac-12 between this and the Arizona-Washington State games. I mean, Tad Boyle on the road. I say this as a Buffs fan, but he's been ass on the road. Like, I've been a Colorado fan.
2-7 ATS. The Buffs have been, but they've also won 4 in a row, including a decent win against USC. Now, granted, that was double overtime. Hung around at UCLA, ended up losing. I mean, it's tough. Like they beat Oregon at home by margin, but I think unfortunately this Buffs team is a team you bet on at home and fade them on the road. I want to see them in the tourney because I think they could have the potential of being a fun tournament team because of their offense. But I don't know. I'm with Colby. I think you have to take Oregon here, right?
I've been a Colorado fan since the early 90s. And this is the most talented roster.
Salam.
Yes, this is the most talented roster they've ever had, and they just look like shit. They look like shit. It's like what people were saying about Penny Hardaway in Memphis. They just can't put it together. I think you got to take the Ducks.
86-70 the last time they faced off in Boulder on January 18th. Yeah, I mean, I guess there is an aspect of one team just owning the other, but they certainly have been a different team home and away.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll go with the Colby calling someone ass on the road makes me want to give me Colorado.
Really?
Yep. Wrong team favored.
It is
crowbar that in.
When Colby hates on his own team, it's sometimes a red flag. But I like this Colorado team. I just don't think I can trust them in Eugene.
Was Simpson part of the DGen madness when we created sport, Colby, or is he not yet at Colorado?
No, that was McKinley Wright.
I'm thinking McKinley Wright. You're right.
I faded ECU once this year, and that hit.
Okay, he uses that example every time. Sam Houston State, they had to rust in Louisiana.
I am an East Carolina fan.
They had to rust in Louisiana to take on La Tech. 6 p.m. on the West Coast. La Tech's laying 7.5. All right, it feels like you're stretching the card out here, Colby. What are we doing here with this one?
Well, it's stretching the card out because you're snorkeling over there. This is the top 2 teams.
Snore.
Yes. These are the top 2 teams in the CUSA. So the winner gets the 1 seed. Sam Houston State right now has that tiebreaker, but they're in first. Louisiana Tech tied in first. They're both 11-3 in conference. So this is absolutely a gigantic game. And as your boy, Carl Malone, a graduate from Louisiana Tech. So I know you still hold on to that. Sam Houston State.
Kramer's just a fan of him off the court.
Carl Malone?
Yeah.
It's one of Jimmy Kimmel's greatest contributions to this planet. It's his Karl Malone character.
Good luck trying to find that on the internet.
Did they delete it?
I'm sure.
Really?
Jimmy Kimmel in blackface? Yeah, I don't.
Karl Malone a lager. The whole bit was just Karl Malone's a dumb idiot lager. Like what's who's?
Well, he drove a big rig for no good reason.
He also he was one of those guys that was allowed. It was always like, Karl Malone's legally allowed to ride his motorcycle without a helmet. he got it in his NBA contract. Carl. Anyway, Jimmy Kimmel. Sean, you're telling me I can't find that right now?
Maybe. Good luck.
Oh, that's shocking to me.
I'm sure.
Is this like a lizard human suit thing? Like they delete the Jimmy Kimmel Karl Malone because we don't want Jimmy Kimmel to get in trouble. Guess all the blackface stuff is edgy. I saw the Howard Stern one resurface a little while back.
Yeah.
It's tough, different time. Anyway, Louisiana Tech, Colby.
I mean, Dan Aykroyd gets a pass in trading places. He does it.
Yeah.
Well,
Dan Aykroyd's hasn't he gone crazy? Isn't he like chasing aliens and shit?
Whoa. I love Dan Aykroyd. What are you talking about? He's creating a great vodka. Have you had their vodka? I need to bring in a bottle of this vodka. Yeah, it's fantastic vodka. No, I think the play here, Louisiana Tech lost the first game at the Bear Claw by 4. And I think they're going to fuck them up today or tomorrow because they have the 6th rated defense and their offense is a lot better than Sam Houston State. Sam Houston State struggled on the road this year. They're 6-9 on the road. I'm all over La Tech. I think they win by double digits.
When I lived in West Hollywood, one of the establishments was called the Bear Claw. It feels like yeah.
And Benedict Dantold says, Sean, that was Randy Quaid.
Oh, Randy Quaid. No, but I think Dan Aykroyd's also. I mean, Randy Quaid's gone full.
Wasn't he crazy the whole time?
But Dan
he literally
Aykroyd
played crazy. I mean, he's the Independence Day guy, right? That's
Midnight Express. Too. Yeah, yeah.
Dan Aykroyd claims he had spectacular UFO encounters 4 times.
I mean, why the fuck not? I mean, if eventually you do enough nothing and have enough money to do drugs, you probably just.
He was best friends with John Belushi.
Yeah, he's been around. He's been around for a long time. I like Dan Aykroyd. I'm just saying he went a little off the reservation there. So you think La Tech rolls here, Colby? It's hard to make an argument against that.
Yes.
I mean, all the advanced numbers all over them offensively, and their defense is actually pretty good. Louisiana Tech 8th in the nation in effective field goal percentage. Meanwhile, Sam Houston on the other side 272. And you throw in the revenge. This does feel like a good spot for La Tech to roll.
Yeah, cosign.
Lock it up.
Arizona. Speaking of cats. These ones are wild as they head to Westwood, not Wildwood, California, to take on the Bruins. I mean, this would be an interesting thing to observe in the wild. Nice bear versus cat situation. Colby and I, we once broke down a very amazing encounter between a cougar and a bear. Somehow saw the cougar kind of win. A little embarrassing for the bear there. Anyway, UCLA, not the same Bruins we've been loving over the past couple of years, catching 9.5 points here. I mean, my instincts are just like, oh, I guess we're taking UCLA, but boy, we joked about this, I think last time, maybe a couple of times back, but no one going to the games. Tickets were dirt cheap on game
I'm
time.
tired of UCLA taking my hard-earned money. I mean, this is ridiculous. Like they just keep coming out flat in spots, can't show up on the road. They're horrible ATS at home. I mean, they're the what is it? Bottom of the pack here. The worst team ATS in the Pac-12. RIP. 4-10 against the spread at home, and then Arizona on the opposite side, pretty good on the road, dominant team. I guess the only thing I could see is this maybe a letdown spot for Arizona? UCLA super desperate. I mean, they've lost 4 in a row, and now you come home after losing 2 in a row. Washington State, maybe they get up for this game in a big way, bounce back spot. I guess that's the only narrative that I can see UCLA.
I think Arizona still has to smash everyone. Try to hope they get a 1 seed.
Smash! Well, and so I think the play might be Arizona, even though you're laying a big number. What are you doing here, Colby?
No, I'm all over UCLA. UCLA blew a 17-point lead at Tucson. Arizona though is playing for the Pac-12 1 seed, Pac-12 regular season championship. Them and Washington State are just neck and neck, just about. And Washington State plays the Apple Cup on the hardwood tomorrow as well. I just think UCLA is due to get up for this spot, and I think Arizona's had their problems on the road. They need a triple overtime to beat Utah at Utah. They did handle Arizona State, but they lost on the farm at Stanford. They've had their issues on the road. So give me the Bruins plus 9.5. They might not win it, but that 9.5 should be able to cover you. But I like a money line play too.
Really? What
I do.
Give me Arizona.
I like UCLA. I just
no this is
I'm with Kramer. I'm gonna take Wildcats here. This is just UCLA feels like they're packing it in.
If I'm Arizona, this is how you handle it. If you got the LA back to back, because of course they're coming out for the weekend. You go listen, boys. You take down UCLA, we can have a decent night of entertainment before we take on USC in a day. All right.
Hey, before we talk a little conference tourney predictions, previews, Underdog Fantasy getting going on an Underdog Fantasy Pick'Em. These have been fun, firing away on some plus 300 entries in college basketball. Unfortunately, Villanova, Justin Moore let us down just this past night. As I suggested, we need one under and one over. Michi Johnson, no problem. Cruises and Justin Moore hit 2 threes in the first half. Couldn't get any more to hit that 10.5. Colby, how say you? What are we doing here for Tuesday night? Give us a winner. What do we like? What are we doing?
Well, going by the new rules, I can no longer, because we ruled if Justin Moore did not hit the over, or the higher. I'm sorry, the higher. Then
we'll get it right one of these times. Can we get cut to run a separate promo on whether or not we will fuck up the underdog read and just smash that over? Smash. All right. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got to have one higher, one lower. Colby, what do you like here in the college basketball matchup?
I'm trying to get it to load right now. Can you tell me? Can you throw out some?
Oh, all right. So we're gonna go right to that UCLA Arizona game.
Ooh, okay.
Caleb Love, Sean. We're we could just hijack this segment.
Caleb Love higher 18.5 points.
Yes. Or I see some spiciness here.
No. You don't like that, Colby? You don't like Caleb Love higher?
No, I think it's all right. He could hit that.
Oh wow! You know what? Let's take it. All right, Colby, what's your contribution?
Higher. Colby, give us a lower.
You want a bona? You want? We can stay in this game all together. You got Dylan Andrews, Lazar, Stefanovic.
What about anything you like in the Wisconsin Rutgers game? Feel like that's right for a lower.
Yes, take the lower on everybody. On everybody. Oh, wow. What's our throw out some? I don't have it in front of me yet.
Tyler Wall, 10.5 points. Stephen Crowell, 9.5 points. On the Rutgers side, Clifford Amori, 9.5 points. Chucky Hepburn, 9.5 points. I had a book named Chucky Hepburn. Wonder if there's any relation.
Clifford Amori. Let's take the under. I mean the lower.
Points.
Oh man, it's so good. So higher Caleb Love, lower Clifford Amore. And that's a spicy meatball.
Points.
Underdog, yes, points for both. Underdogfantasy.com, promo code SGPN.
Oh, this one's definitely hitting.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Too much comedy involved.
I dropped the link in the chat. So if people aren't cowards, they can tail us.
Kramer, what do we got? What are we doing? We kicking over to?
Yeah, we're kicking stuff over. All right, so a little bit lighter. We only got a couple conferences to touch on. We got first up the Missouri Valley Conference. It's beautiful, beautiful tournament hosted out there in St. Louis. They call it Arch Madness.
Love it.
It's beautiful because why? Well, we have 12 teams, which means we have a full first round of quote play-in games, which means we have a full slate to talk about. But first, we look at the futures board. Valpo, the 12 seed, 250 to 1. Evansville, the 10 seed, 210 to 1. Illinois, Chicago, the 11 seed, 130 to 1. Illinois State, the 7 seed, 110 to 1. A lot of long shots in here, all playing in the first round. Not surprisingly, Murray State, the 8 seed, along with Missouri State, the 9 seed, 65 to 1. Belmont, the 5 seed, 19 to 1. Northern Iowa, they've made me some money before. 4 seed, 14 to 1, along with the Salukis of Southern Illinois at the 6 seed, 14 to 1. Bradley. Now we're at the class of the conference. Bradley, the 3 seed, 360. Drake, the 2 seed, plus 220, and Indiana State, the 1 seed, plus 155. It's Indiana State or bust for me. This is a 1 bid conference. Colby, this is a team that's going to take down someone in March. No way they
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Right? They've been a fun story. That doughy Larry Bird type character.
Whoa!
No, he's super fun to watch. He's
all muscle.
They're a fun offense to watch. I am shout out to Benedict Dantold, Belmont to win the tournament. I am also on Belmont. Shout out to Adam Rosenberg. Belmont, you got him at what, 19 to 1, Kramer? We're calling it 19 to 1, 7-1 in their last 8 Missouri Valley games. They even have a win against Drake, 4th in defensive efficiency in the conference. And this isn't like the WCC where they really stack the deck for these favorite teams, or for the top seeds. Like, Belmont's path, you look at it, I mean, 19 to 1, I think it's a decent play here. I mean, again, they got to, they're going to start out with one. Yeah. Wait, they have one bye?
No.
Belmont, you're right. They have Valparaiso, which they can beat. And then you and I, you're going to have to beat.
They're favored by 13.5 against Valpo.
Yeah. So I think they get the ball rolling there. And I think if there's one team that could upset Indiana State, it might be this Belmont team. 19 to 1, little sprinkle there. Colby, how say you?
I love this Indiana State team, but man, the Valley's too good.
Yeah.
Like they're bound to get picked. They're bound to get it's terrifying because I think Indiana State, this is one of those things where I know we touched on this on the last episode. If Sankey wants to go to 96 teams, then Indiana State should get in no matter what, because this conference is too good in basketball schools. You're just bound to lose a game here. So I think there's value on taking, Bradley and Northern Illinois. I'm sorry, Northern Iowa. What's up?
They're real quick. They're right there. Is there a chance they get 2 teams in?
I think there is a chance, but it's still probably not likely the way that everything's trending with, the Big Ten and SEC having so much power. The Big Ten sucks. As a basketball conference, it sucks. Yeah.
Yeah. KenPom has Missouri Valley basically on the same level as the American at 10th in the conference rankings. I mean, not far behind the A10. Certainly a quality conference. I mean, you've watched. So how does Indiana State lose?
They lost to Southern Illinois. I mean,
I know.
They played some close games, man. They played some close games. That it's too good of a conference, and you put a target on your back now. We saw this.
They're getting too much. They're getting too much hype. Is how you lose this. And at plus 155, the value. I don't know. I mean, I guess if you want to play them and some long shots, I think maybe that's not crazy. But even I think Bradley could even knock them off. I don't know. Colby, what's your take?
Yeah, no, dude, that's what I'm saying. They remind me, Illinois State did this 5 or 6 years ago when they went 26-5 or 27-5, and they lost in the conference championship game. I want to say it was to Drake. That's why, like, I'm terrified if you're an Indiana State fan, because you should be in the NCAA tournament regardless. But I think there's knowing the odds, there's a good value, and you've seen that they've had a history of doing this before in this conference. So I think you take a shot on. I'll take a shot on Bradley, and I'll take a shot on Northern Iowa.
So both of those teams, so Bradley and Northern Iowa.
You don't like my Belmont play, Colby?
Belmont would play.
I do.
Iowa.
I mean, they're a good team too. So I mean, like, those are all good teams. They're very good teams that lost by like 6-7 points to these teams. So it's like, can you correct? Now that you have a target on your back and all this pressure, can you make up for 6 or 7 points? I think that it's more likely that one of these teams upsets them. Maybe it's Drake in the championship game, but I just feel like, even though I love this Indiana State team, I've been screaming it on the show all year that I think they're Sweet 16 good. I'm terrified. If you're a fan, you've got to be terrified of this tournament.
Yeah, I'll go with official with Bradley and Belmont plus 360 for Bradley, Belmont 19-1, Colby on Northern Iowa plus 1400, and Bradley at plus 360. Kramer, any sprinkle or just one Indiana State?
No, it's just Indiana State.
Yeah.
I just, again, this is I would say that the value we're getting here on a team that should be minus odds to get it done, because as Colby points out, it's the Valley. They're going to get picked off. Indiana State, come on. This is going to be, we're just pencil in a nice juicy bet on them in the first round. What seed would they most likely be?
12?
Colby.
No, I mean, if they win out, I think they'll probably be, I don't know. I mean, what do they have? What bracket?
They're an 11
it
seed.
Depends on some of what everyone else does, right?
They're an 11 seed right now, which tells me a decent run here. Maybe they can find their way to not be a play-in game and get to the 10 seed. Woo! Indiana State to come up and upset a 2 seed. Yes, please. I'm in. And yeah, they'll be one of those 10 seeds that's favored all day. I'm in. All right, first round games.
Ryan, before we get to that, shout out to Game Time. Maybe you want to watch Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in person. Head over to Game Time. Use that promo code SGPN, $20 off. When you use that promo code SGPN, they got you covered. GameTime.co or download the Game Time app. Lower fees, better prices. Oh man, you ever deal with a scalper? Half the time you end up with fake tickets. It's brutal. You don't want to deal with that. You want the Game Time guarantee. You know you're going to get your tickets on time, and they also have the low price guarantee. If you can find cheaper tickets, same section, same row for less, you can't. They'll refund you 110% of the difference. Don't even try. Just head over to GameTime.co. Use the promo code SGPN. You're doing us a solid, and you're doing yourself a solid. Tickets also just a great gift for the guy and gal in your life. Give them the gift of a live game. Get out, touch some grass over at GameTime.co. Download the Game Time app. Use the promo code SGPN.
In fairness, college basketball is inside. So
yeah, but they usually have
grass
grass outside on the way to it,
or use like the pet relief area. Maybe some grass in there, some artificial turf. All right, let's talk first round. 10 a.m. here on Thursday, March 7th. Arch Madness. This is being played at the. I assume this is where the hockey team. I mean, who plays in
Enterprise
this
Center?
Yeah, who plays at the Enterprise Center? You think
Blues, right? St. Louis Blues.
Yeah. All right, so
Brett Hull still on the squad.
Yeah.
All my hockey references are from NHL '94.
The wraparound goal, so fun.
Oh,
Missouri
great.
State, the 9 seed, taking on Murray State, the 8 seed. The Racers, the laying 8.5. Murray State, good game here to start it off. I assume Missouri State's close, nearby, maybe.
Springfield, Missouri. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know much about the state of Missouri. I'm reflecting on it being in the same state, giving them the home edge here. Laying 1.5. Colby, what are you doing?
Yeah, no, they got swept by Murray State, but you're right. They probably will have the crowd by a little bit there. Sign me up for it. Let's go. They have more veterans on their team. They've got swept by it. It's hard to beat a team 3 times. Let's go Missouri State plus 1.5.
Wow. Kind of felt like he just threw that one out there.
going against the Racers here. That's kind of, I don't know. What are you doing, Kramer?
I was looking at a map.
Okay.
Well, I'm
sorry to interrupt.
No, I mean,
remember we went on a long flight with Colby and he just brought a map for his no ear pods, no nothing. He was just like
studying some geography,
looking at the map, like nothing to read, not looking at his phone, just like a map of I think America, and was just looking at it and like pointing at different cities.
Oh, that was the world, but yes,
okay,
mostly I focused heavily on America at one point. And big fan. And now, Sean, I got it up here. Oh,
and,
you got
the map memorized.
Dude, everything's up there. Let's go. And big fan of maps.
Data with that?
No,
all right, Colby,
that's all bullshit. Don't trust the traffic.
All right, tough guy. Name all the states touching Iowa.
Oh,
Illinois.
He's got
Nebraska.
one.
Oh wow.
Two.
He's gonna get at least one.
Kansas, correct.
Hold on.
We're waiting for it. Oh wow.
Missouri.
Missouri's
yes. One, right?
Yep.
North Dakota.
Wow. South Dakota, Colby. Come on.
Fucking A.
Real quick, fun. Since we're doing the map trivia, which
that's why the fans tune in.
Which of these programs is closest in proximity to the Enterprise Center in St. Louis, Missouri?
Oh, this is I'm actually gonna say Murray State's closer.
What? Murray, Kentucky, closer than Springfield, Missouri?
Yeah.
What are we talking about here? Springfield, right?
What do you think?
Well, the fact you're asking me, it makes me think Murray State.
Yeah, come on. That's how these don't fall for this Kramer trap.
The Salukis of Southern Illinois, actually,
they're not even playing in this game.
Our closest. No, I know. I'm just saying, like in general, in the conference, Colby. We're doing general lessons after you bombed your Iowa test. J Mark will be very sad. All right, so between these two, I don't think Missouri State's Missouri's a pretty big state. I think we need to maybe have an episode.
Yeah, wait. Do we get the answer? Which is closer, Murray State or Missouri State?
Oh well, that wasn't a direct question.
See,
Murray State.
He's
actually,
it all up,
it's probably about the same. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, just to give some notes on trivia. If we're gonna do trivia on the show,
no, I asked.
We should know the answer.
I asked what was closer in the conference. The entire conference. It's Southern Illinois.
Oh, I misheard that. Colby,
I misunderstood that too.
Yeah. Okay.
You two idiots. It's about the same distance for this game. Murray State, lay the points.
Colby, talk me into sorry.
Talk you into Missouri State?
This is supposed to be a serious show. Yeah.
You two idiots.
Talk me into Missouri State. I'm worried that Ryan's taking them and they're a dog.
No, Missouri State's a much better defense. They're 184th.
No, I want Murray State, by the way.
258th. So jump on the better defensive team with the home
Kramer's
crowd
on Murray
behind
State. I like Missouri State. That's all you need to know.
How about rebounding? Missouri State 35th in the nation. Murray State 324th.
All right, I like what I'm seeing here. When you switch over to the conference view, it looks even better. So
yeah, that's you like a good conference view.
Give me Missouri State.
All the conference view does is really brighten those reds and greens. All right, Valpo, the 12 seed, they're taking on Belmont, the 5 seed. Sean said dark horse to win it all. 12:30 here on the West Coast. 13.5 is the number for Belmont here in this one. Big number. Valpo complete trash. Colby, you laying it?
No, because they always cover. Valpo always covers, especially on the road. Belmont wins by 8.
Really?
What a very exact prediction. So if you take a look at the season that was Valpo this year, they actually closed out the year with a win against Illinois State. It was their second win against Illinois State. If you remove those 2 games from their schedule, the only win they have since November 25th against Southern was Illinois Chicago. This team is not good.
I didn't say win. I said cover, which they do almost every fucking time they play.
Belmont, lay the. You know what? We're paying a little bit of a premium.
Valparaiso is 18-12 ATS. I mean, I'm hesitant to go against Belmont because I like him so much in the future market, but I think Colby,
don't do it then.
I think Colby making some decent points here. I think you got to go Val here and the 13.5. It's a conference game. Valparaiso has nothing to lose. They don't give a shit. They're going to be checking up shots left and right. They're going to be playing fast and loose. I think this is a I mean, to Colby's point, they cover as dogs. It seems like what they specialize in.
And look, I mean, what have we seen so far in conference tournament? His chalk play is not working, Sean. 3 of the 4 NEC dogs hit. You go back and look at what Jacksonville did, knocking off both the higher seeds. Also, Lipscomb got upset. I mean, you look everywhere in the conference tournament. The chalk is not winning really.
Valparaiso 15-9 ATS as a dog. I'm with you, Colby. Let's take Valparaiso.
Relax, Colby. The chalk is doing just fine. It's early. There are lots of conferences. And as far as I can tell, in these crappy ones, there's a lot more green than there is red sitting on the chalk. That's probably close to 50,
what?
3.
Now that's a drop.
What do you mean? Oh, what? So we can go through the inventory, but certainly it's I mean, yeah, it's about 500. I don't know what you're talking about either. So I take
the
all
NEC
the
is 3-1. You hit on what? Tennessee State. That's 1.
Again, you can go back through it. I was above 500 on the March 5th show. Again,
but not on the conference tournaments. On the regular plays, maybe the conference tournaments, the dogs are hitting.
I mean, favorites went 2-1 in the Horizon League. We can play this game all night. Belmont, lay the points. Evansville, the 10 seed, taking on Illinois State, the 7 seed. The team that somehow lost 2 games to Valpo this year is favored by 2.5 in this matchup. 4 p.m. on the West Coast. They lost their last game of the season to the worst team in the conference, who they lost to twice.
The only thing
how are they laying points?
The only thing that's scary here is, so wait, you're saying you like you don't think Illinois State should be favored?
I'm saying based on the principle that they lost to the worst team in the conference twice.
Well, have you done some digging on Evansville? I mean, they've lost.
They're bad as well.
They've lost 7 games in a row. At least Illinois State, you can talk about a win in the month of February. In fact, they're 4-2 in the month of February. And yeah, they lost,
including a win over Indiana State.
Including a win over Indiana State. I think this is actually this is a great spot for Illinois State. I mean, Evansville is just falling apart. What are you doing here, Colby?
Yeah, I'm on the Redbirds. Lay the 3.5. I know I just made a great case for all the dogs.
2.5.
Give me the favorite. Or 2.5, whatever it is.
Kramer, are you going to take a underdog or favorite here?
Well, they played Evansville twice this year. They split. This is a neutral site game as far as I can tell. Give me Evansville plus the points. Your cha strategy of taking these favorites.
This is just Colby. We're trying to. You bring a horse to water. That's all you can do.
Yeah, you looked the gift horse in the mouth. Wasn't polite. Illinois, Chicago taking on the Salukis, which of course we learned a couple seasons ago is a beautiful, beautiful speed horse.
Shout out to Stone Labanowitz,
speed dog. Southern Illinois is laying 5.5. This is the nightcap, 6:30 p.m. on the West Coast, 8:30 local time. So hopefully these kids get a nap. We're laying it with the Salukis, right, Colby?
Yes, we are, because they're the closest to the stadium, and that means everything. No, but also just the fact they're a better team. Now I get it; it's an in-state battle. That's always tricky, but I actually think the Salukis are another one that if you took a sprinkle on them, it wouldn't be that crazy because they're actually a good basketball team. UIC's been getting by, playing pretty shitty for the most part. November they were really good. But Southern Illinois has been a decent team all year. I like laying the 5.5 against UIC. Let's go.
You got UNI, UCI. You got all sorts of things that need penicillin.
Don't let the dogs get hot, as the great Stone Lobanowitz once said. I like Southern Illinois as well. I think this is a good spot for him, and I do think you look at Southern Illinois. They've been good ATS. They're pulling it up here. Actually, the best in the conference. 18-11-1. They get it done. And maybe is that unrelated to the fact that they're so good at the free throw line, 77.4%, 23rd in the nation.
Unrelated.
Southern Illinois lock potential. Kramer, I'm just gonna write you in for Southern Illinois.
UIC relies on the 3-ball big time. What is the only thing the Salukis do well on defense?
Defend the 3.
Defend the 3-ball. That's it. Simple. Lay the points. I took a dog. I'm not proud of it. I took a dog in a I'm happy to say this is a mid-major conference, not a minor mid-major conference. All right, we have wrapped it up. Missouri Valley Conference. God's eye will be watching this one. I will say, as much as we like to make fun of Colby, his point about this conference being exciting, it will be a slight step up from the NEC. So we'll have to strap in tomorrow. We're popping over to the West Coast Conference.
The resolution on the NEC games was enjoyable.
It just looks different.
That's how you can tell Colby likes it. It's like, oh man, you can barely make out the players' names on their jerseys.
The suits haven't ruined it yet, Sean. The suits, TV suits coming in, they haven't ruined it.
I'm not kidding when I say that. There are nicer high school facilities in the Southern California area than some of those NEC programs. All right.
Wow, maybe where you and your bougie ass lifestyle.
I'm not slumming it. Relax. West Coast Conference, who by the way, they pioneered the quad buy, and it's even more amazing. I honestly don't remember, Colby, when they started doing the extra like play-in round nestled within their conference tournament. They now have a play-in for their so they have a quad bye, and then they also have another side of the bracket that only has a tri bye. So Gonzaga and St. Mary's sitting in the semifinals, waiting.
This bracket's bullshit. This bracket sucks.
I understand why people find this to be annoying. I do think
Patty C's a traditionalist. I always see him arguing for why the WCC bracket gets it right.
Well, yeah, he doesn't want a bracket at all. Basically, if you like this bracket, you're saying let's just let the regular season decide it, and that's fine. We do.
No, but I mean, you still at least have a chance. You have Gonzaga has to play 2 games.
Oh yeah, I just think the idea of so heavily stacking the deck where one team will not only have to win multiple games before they get to you and you play your first game. They're tired. It seems to be an unnecessary amount of advantages to the teams at the top. And I would say that anyone who does anything where you're staggering your buys out like this, and I mean we're talking about a conference with 9 teams in their postseason. There are 9 teams in this conference tournament, and how many rounds are there?
Noah B.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds. 9 teams, 5 rounds.
Yeah, it's the stupidest bracket in all college basketball. It's pathetic to me that like it's Noah couldn't be more wrong. You know what I mean? Like this thing is fucking the worst thing that college basketball offers, in my opinion. In 2024, it is the worst thing that is. Yeah, it's horrible. So it's a horrible thing.
So given the choice, you would rather have court storming banned completely and the WCC go to a non.
Well, that hasn't been put. That hasn't been put in place yet. But no, I would take the court storming. But
the quadruple bye is a bit excessive.
This is ridiculous. Like they should sue the fuck. They should leave the conference. They should all leave the conference, in my opinion.
If I'm any of the other teams,
no, if I would go to the fucking Big West. Go. I'd be like, hey, fuck
Pac-12. There's room. Pepperdine, LMU, Pacific, Pac-5.
Yeah.
I mean, it does. Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, I guess in a way you're also maximizing games played. for a smaller conference. That I guess that's more TV money. Maybe I don't know.
No. Kalen in the chat is correct. This is a Gonzaga power play for them to not join the Mountain West or Big 12. They basically demanded this.
I mean, look, it worked out for them. They went from a Cinderella to a team that showed up every year. Odds in the conference, you can tell due to the format and structure, the odds are a little bit different than most of these conferences we've talked about. Pacific, the 9 seed, Pepperdine, the 8 seed, Portland, the 6 seed, and San Diego, the 5 seed, are all 250 to 1. LMU, Loyola Marymount, and our God Kelly LePepe 200 to 1. Are you kidding me? Pencil that one in for me right now. Santa Clara, the 4 seed, 30 to 1. San Francisco, the Dons, 3 seed, 13 to 1, and then the class, the 2 teams with the multi buys: Gonzaga, the 2 seed, -130; St. Mary's, the 1 seed, +115.
Colby, did LMU get to the quarterfinals or the final one of the year? Like
quarterfinals, maybe last year, was it? Or maybe the final.
I feel like I remember kind of getting almost excited about
getting a sweat
about Kelly getting into the tourney. I mean,
yeah, this year's team's been a mess for them though, and I don't even know his health. He didn't play he didn't even play on LePepe night.
Really,
they had a Kelly LePepe night.
How does he not play on LePepe night?
He's a game time decision with the foot injury. Him and Dominic Harris. So
all right, I'm out. Take him off my list.
No LMU. To me, there's an obvious play that's kind of fun that has a chance to hit. Why are we not betting on the Dons here, Colby? 13 to 1. They had a chance against Gonzaga and St. Mary's, hung around in that game. Certainly not outclassed. You look at them overall, number 1 in creating turnovers, our defense in the conference. I mean, they have to play one extra game, but I think
that can be an advantage sometimes. You saw it with Jacksonville the other night. You get that game out of I think it's worth taking it either on them or Santa Clara, because we know Gonzaga isn't as good as normal Gonzaga. They're still really good, but there's chinks in the armor there.
Yeah. And that's why I think you take San Francisco, because they get Gonzaga before they get St. Mary's. I see the case for Santa Clara. Santa Clara has like a decent offense,
and they beat Gonzaga this year.
Santa Clara is best in the league in the conference ATS, 17, 11 and 2, but San Francisco not far behind them at 17 and 13.
They beat Gonzaga. They only lost at St. Mary's by I think 3 or 4, if memory serves me correct. I'll take a shot on the Bronx to get it done. I mean, there's really you can't play one of the further seeds. You know what I mean? Like it makes no sense to do that. And
wait till Ryan. But Santa Clara is 30 to 1. I'm with, you know what? Maybe. All right. I like this strategy because they're on opposite sides. I'll take San Francisco 13 to 1 and Santa Clara 30 to 1 with the idea that I think one of them gets to the finals. Colby, you're just taking Santa Clara, or what else do you like on here?
Give me Santa Clara, and I guess like there's no point in taking the longer odds is what I was trying to say, not the further in the bracket. So give me St. Mary's and Santa Clara.
Oh, you like the Gales at +115?
I know. I mean, this is a stupid bracket. It makes no sense to take like Loyola. It makes no sense to take Loyola Marymount and all of those other schools. So it's either you just double up on San Francisco and Santa Clara, which actually makes a lot of sense, or you just play St. Mary's.
Hear me out. Let's just game theory this out. We bet Loyola Marymount, Portland, San Diego, Pacific, and Pepperdine, with the idea that one of them get to the quarterfinals, and then we start hedging. But then we wouldn't actually hedge because by the time they get to the quarterfinals, we've talked them.
Then we're in.
Then we've talked ourselves into why we think they can win.
I would say this: so this is being played at the Orleans in Vegas, not the T-Mobile Center, the Orleans.
Oh, you can't let Leo Pepe in Vegas.
You can't let him loose at the Orleans. San Francisco. Yeah. What happened when Gonzaga and San Francisco played in San Francisco on a neutral site very recently? What happened?
Gonzaga destroyed them.
Destroyed them. How are you playing San Francisco? That's who they would have to play.
Because Gonzaga hasn't been consistent this year.
Yeah, that's it.
And actually, Sean, get my St. Mary's out of there. Gary's right in the chat. You'll have better odds on St. Mary's in the individual game against Gonzaga. So just give me San Francisco and Santa Clara.
Yeah, because to Gary's point, like, assuming it is chalky St. Mary's versus Gonzaga, I mean, it probably would be kind of similar odds, right? I mean, with maybe Mary's being a slightly bigger dog.
What's the money line in that championship?
It's probably like -140, -150 Gonzaga. What would you make it, Colby?
Yeah, I would think so.
I think the market.
Give me Gonzaga -130.
The market and the casuals, I think, will come in and will still get on Gonzaga as the known entity.
It's going to be hilarious because Gonzaga is going to leave for the Mountain West or Big 12 in the next 5 years, and then they're going to be stuck with this stupid fucking thing. And you're going to see them quickly change it back. Yeah.
Although it does give them more games. I think there is some genius to that. All right. We don't have a number. So the only first round game is the 9 seed Pacific taking on the 8 seed Pepperdine. Again, this is at the in Las Vegas at the Orleans, 2:30 p.m. on the West Coast, Thursday, March 7th. Pepperdine is laying 10.5. How bad is Pacific, Colby?
They're horrible, and they fired their coach. So maybe we get a little tragic magic situation, huh?
They did.
When did they
beat
fire
Lemoyne
their coach?
Earlier in the year.
Just I feel like in the past 72 hours.
Pacific 6-23 ATS. That the second worst team in the conference, Loyola Marymount at 12-17-1. But I mean, it's crazy to be 6-23 ATS.
Give me the points.
I think they might be the worst team ATS in college basketball.
They their last
they are. Old Dominion 7-23-1, Pacific 6-23. I think actually take them.
Yeah.
No, take the points.
Yeah.
Take the points. They're a filthy institution. They got rid of their football program. They had Buddy Ryan.
What? Buddy Ryan went to Pacific?
He coached at Pacific. Pete Carroll coached at Pacific, and they threw all that history away. But they suck ass, man. They suck ass.
I'm taking Pacific plus 10.5. I mean, Pepperdine should not be laying 10.5 points.
Well, they just played and it was a 19-point game.
No, but to Colby's point, the fact they fired their coach right before this game, I think they're going to be fired up for it.
And then the other time they played, it was a 15-point game.
Yeah, that was the old Pacific team.
All right, lay it.
I'll take the points.
We don't have a
shocking result there.
We don't have a Friday spread for the LMU Portland game yet, but that's at 5:30 p.m. Out there in Vegas. That will be, of course, round 2 in the tournament. Both those teams earned a bye this year with their regular season play. Loyola Marymount and Portland. That's it. We're ready. We've made it to the end. That was your West Coast Conference.
All right. Hey, Hall of Fame Bets. If you guys sign up for Hall of Fame Bets, their college basketball product will be live for March Madness, and I'm talking to the developers. Should be live even later on this week for some of the other quote unquote bigger conference tournaments. You got to use that code SGPN. Get 50% off your first month. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com. And again, going to be super fun optimizing some college basketball parlays. Cannot wait to be firing on those.
Sean loves to optimize.
I do. I love optimized efficiencies. And here we go. Our best bets for March 7th. Kramer, you're on the clock. What do we like?
Optimized efficiencies is very redundant, Sean. Lock number 1. Give me Cleveland State plus the points. Lock number 2.
And what is that? What's the spread?
Plus 9.5.
Okay.
Lock number 2.
Any reason why you like Cleveland State?
Oh, a huge fan of fading this Youngstown State team, laying 9.5. Number's way too big. We all agree. Discord, they're due to go off their heater. Lock number 2. This UCLA team is dead to me. Lay it with Arizona.
Oh wow.
Dog. I have so many options to choose from. Give me. So I could take Colby's Colorado Buffaloes, but I'm going to take the Norse of Northern Kentucky plus the 7.5. Also like that, but I'm on the money line here. I'm assuming the money line will be I don't know,
plus 300,
plus 250, something like that.
It's pretty juicy. All right, let's see. What do I like here? I'm gonna go. My first lock. Give me Oakland at home. Indiana, Purdue, Fort Wayne. Trash program. Oakland rolls here at home. For my next lock. Interesting.
Oh wow. I just got distracted by the chat. You know I love the chat. A1 athlete saying Pacific easiest fade of the season. These guys are nuts. I agree. A1 athletes.
He said. He also said your mom is Pacific.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. You don't know about efficient markets? It's an overt adjustment.
I know I've shared this before, but mom jokes have survived.
That's
they
great.
have continued on. It's great.
For me, I like Southern Illinois. Again, this is more a fade of Illinois, Chicago. Love me some Salukis. Shout out to Stone Labanowitz.
He's a hooper too.
Oh, he is.
I don't know. He's an athlete, I assumed.
Last but not least, give me for my money line dog. Give me Cleveland State. The spread is plus 9.5. I imagine the money line is going to be pretty juicy. I like them. Of course, for my future 20-1. Again, probably better just playing them on the mechanical parlay. The mechanical parlay starts at 4:00 Pacific against Youngstown State. Cleveland State shocks the world, gets the outright victory, and starts rolling here.
We need a crank like mechanical parlay thing. Tick, 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 tick,
I like that little prop. Colby, close it out. What do you got? What are your best bets? And why do you like them?
Southern Illinois minus 5.5. They're going to take care of business against UIC. The other lock is Oregon minus 2.5. Colorado's horrible. So lay it with the Ducks. The dog. I was going to take Cleveland State, Sean, but you know what? Fuck it. Give me UCLA money line to ruin Arizona's 1 seed.
Wow.
All right.
This is tout 101.
Do we like? Is there a parlay we like, gentlemen?
I told you. We Cleveland State, Northern Kentucky money lines.
Diabolical. All right, so the group parlay is Northern Kentucky and Cleveland State on the money line. That's going to pay out at least like 30.
Happy to add in Southern Illinois if you guys wanted to.
I'll leave that up to Colby. We got Northern Kentucky on the money line. We got Cleveland State on the money line. Do we add Southern Illinois?
3 is more than 2, right? Let's go.
All right, Southern Illinois minus 5.5. Don't let the Salukis get hot. Our show is hot. Hey, toss us a nice rating and review. Smash that subscribe button over on Apple Podcasts. I got some gift cards to give out. If you give a nice review, you might find yourself in behind the wheel of a nice little gift card there. Of course, promo code Madness, 15% off everything for Merch Madness. Make sure you stick around. Check out the college basketball experience.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
Oh, the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
Madness is here, Sean.
Kramer, let it ride.